Greetings, Earthlings! Welcome to RFF Picks. Today, I have a correlated Counter-Strike bet for you for Thursday, May 23rd. I feel like I really like this play coming into Thursday, but here was the play that I gave out yesterday. Ended up going 3 out of 5. The good thing about these 5-man slips is you have a little bit more cushion when you do these, right? Because on the 6-man plays, we need to go 4 or 5 or 6 out of 6, and even going 4 or 5 is very difficult. But for these 5-man plays, all we need to do, at least at a minimum with that cushion, is go 3, 4, or 5, right? And I feel pretty confident that most of my plays are probably at least going to go 3. When we go 3, it's not the best situation, right? We only get like half of our money back on these plays. But at the end of the day, in the long term, it is fine. At least, like I said, at least you have a little bit of cushion, and it's a lot easier to hit a 3 out of 5 than it is to hit a 4 out of 6, right? So wasn't a ton of correlation with this play. Like I said, we paired up right here, we paired up here, and then we had PJ Washington. I actually really liked PJ Washington. His rebound line was at 5.5 going into the game. It actually bumped up to 6 right before the game, and I looked at that, and we looked at his history, and he had hit that line about 5 of the last 6 games that he played. So I really like that addition. I feel good about adding these little basketball plays that I might like, trying to find like the best basketball play, probably basketball, but at least for now, right? Best basketball play in the playoffs and everything that I can kind of add on to these other like correlated slips. And as you can see on the Winnable, I have been adding a little bit more other plays as well to there, but trying to stick to Counter-Strike for the most part, because Counter-Strike, I love the correlation, and the sportsbooks don't know what to do with the lines. They have no idea what to do. You look at 5 other different sportsbooks and they're all over the place, right? And so that's why I feel like getting these Counter-Strike plays are definitely beneficial. Obviously, there just wasn't a lot of correlation here, but we did go, 3 out of 5 on this slip. We were 1 kill away from going 4 out of 5, and we would have hit $100 on this play, right? And Crucial was a little bit off, but otherwise we were 1 kill away from right here. And you could tell that his opponent, Brute Monster, just barely hit his headshots too. So it seems like this game pretty much went exactly what the sportsbooks thought it would do. So here's our Real Friends community, what this is. We started a YouTube channel, Real Friends in Football, 2 years ago. Me and Miles have been wanting to start a YouTube channel, since COVID hit and all that kind of stuff. We had a little bit more free time. We work from home now, or at least I do. Don't have to do that commute, the traffic, all that kind of stuff. So, with TikTok and all that kind of stuff, we said, hey, this is the perfect time to get back into it. Let's start a YouTube channel. And Real Friends in Football initially was supposed to be a gambling channel. We wanted to talk about football when it comes to gambling, right? Week 1 opponents, what team are we betting on? What player props are we going to do? All that kind of stuff, because me and Miles, we have a very strong knowledge when it comes to football. We played football in high school. We've been watching football our entire lives, and putting me and Miles's brain together, who most of the time we're very opposite, and not very opposite, but we see different sides of the games, and so we would go back and forth talking to each other on the podcast, which we started this one actually, but we go back and forth, and we try to find lines that both of us liked. And so we'd go into the games, and a lot of the times they hit, because me and Miles, we kind of look at football 2 different ways, and if we both saw something we liked, most of the time the bets ended up winning. So we started that channel to kind of do that, but then we kind of flipped the direction into just a general football channel. We do, we've done player interviews on there. We do a lot of team videos, and people have really been enjoying that. And so over the past 3 months that the Super Bowl ended, me and Miles talked about it and say, hey, we got this YouTube thing down. Let's start this RFF Picks channel, because we always want to talk about gambling, especially now when, football season's over. There's not a ton to talk about. The draft just ended. We're going to kind of have like an off season, a somewhat dead time. I feel like football for the most part is pretty relevant throughout the entire year, but there's definitely like a couple months that it's a little more dead comparatively. And so we want to come on here all the time and talk about something. And so we started RFF Picks, and like I said, gambling has been a huge passion of mine. I love sports gambling. I've been doing it for 12 or 13 years of my life. And over the past 3 years, like I said, since COVID, I've been researching a lot when it comes to gambling, how to beat the books, right? You can see right here when I was down bad when it came to gambling. So this was like minus 50 units or 30 units or something like that. I had lost a big chunk of a bet on the NBA playoffs. That was the game where Kevin Durant's foot was too big for the three-point line. Harden ended up getting hurt. Kyrie got hurt. All this stuff. And I had a lot of money on the Nets to win the series. And instead of me saying, hey, it's Kevin Durant's fault, these guys are injury prone, I'm angry, I said, hey, how can I learn? How can I become a better gambler? Because we're going to see that all the time when it comes to gambling. We have no control of stuff. We just want to be on the right side of bets. We want to go into it with the smart bet, and sometimes we're not going to win, right? So that's what you're seeing here. This is my Action Network. I'm up 500 units over the past 3 years, 7% ROI over 7,000 bets. So I'm no expert per se, but I'm definitely a profitable gambler. I've been winning a lot over the past 3 years. Every bet that I make, for the most part, I'm not like throwing them out there because there's some math behind it. I do EV, I do correlated betting, and I do villain betting, which I like to talk about a lot. But what I'm trying to say is I put bets out there, and back in the past, I used to be so thinking about every $50 bet that I had out there, watching every game and all that kind of stuff. But these days, I kind of just throw the bet out there, enjoy my day, and I go back and I look at it, see if I won. That's it. And I've been looking at a lot more, especially when it comes to this channel, because I want y'all to win. But at the same time, I trust my process. I've been doing this for a very long time, and I feel confident that in the long run, I will be able to make money. And that's so when I started this channel, I've been upping my bet on the Prizepicks. When I started it, I think I had been doing Prizepicks for about 2 years. I was up like $3,000 or something like that. And I said, hey, I think I got this. I think I get it. Let me double my bets up and let me start the YouTube channel, right? So that's kind of what I started doing there. So here's our Winnable. What this is, it's an easy way to get our picks, right? We send the picks via iPhone to you, right? So text, email, anything like that. I love the platform. I've been talking to like the high up guys at Winnable. I love what they're doing. It's kind of like the OnlyFans, but for men creators. And so, you think of the OnlyFans community with the girls and all that and selling their stuff. It's kind of the same way with male creators, selling their picks, sports bets, all that kind of stuff. Because in the past, when you would sign up for a capper, you'd sign up for their picks, you would have to, get into their email list or get some sort of like, I don't even know how they would do it back in the day. Maybe like Instagram, something, who really knows? But Winnable's just an easy platform to where people can go on, get the picks easily, right? So I send all my friends on there because I have about 10, 15 friends that ask me for my plays, and I say, hey, go sign up for the Winnable. Here's the free plan, and you're going to get the free plays that I give out on the YouTube, right? So that's what I have. We have about 400 people, I think, on the free plan, and maybe about 60 people on the MVP plan. I feel like a lot of the MVP plan are signing up for the free month as well. But yeah, we have like 500 customers on there. So any play that from YouTube goes on the free plan anytime when there's a boost or something like that, or maybe like a last second bet, I'll throw it on the free plan. And then MVP plan is going to be every single one of the bets that I make, especially during football season. We're going to be throwing a ton of bets on there all the time. We're going to be just pushing out content and pushing out bets during the football season. You want to sign up for that? It's going to be $150 a month. Since we started the channel, I'm up $1,500 in the past, 2.5 months, 3 months. So you can look right there that is profitable, right? It is going to be difficult for some ways because we don't really know which bets are going to win, and these payouts are definitely high, right? So, if we have a $50 bet to win over $1,000, that's going to be a 25x bet, and at that point you can lose 25 bets. So I know it's kind of difficult and we don't know for sure, but that's why I'm trying to do these five-man plays, and I'm trying to give out as many bets as I can, because with more bets, the more chances we have on winning and winning in the long term, right? And so if you want to sign up for that free month, type in code RFF at the checkout and get a free month. And like I said, easy way to get our plays, and easy way for me to give out the plays too. It's also good for that, because otherwise it'd be very difficult, especially with my friends and stuff. Like I said, I don't want to be texting them every single day, here's my Prizepick slip, all that kind of stuff. So I just send them all to the Winnable. Sorry, friends, if you're watching, but that's just how it is. So here's going to be the play. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I actually really do like this play a lot. We have two guys at 10 in the morning playing each other. It's going to be Central Time, and then two right here. I did have to pick the less right here because Mangus, I saw his line at 13 on underdog, so that's a decent shift on the headshots when it comes to Prizepicks versus Winnable. And I talk about it all the time. We want to get small advantages compared to other sportsbooks, right? So if we look at another sportsbook, think of Halliburton, for example, right? If we looked at DraftKings or FanDuel or something like that, and his rebound count was at 4, then we might be more hesitant to take it. But since it's at 4.5, that 4 is not going to push. And the difference between 4 and 4.5 is pretty massive, right? So, we looked at that at the beginning of the video with PJ Washington with his rebounds to where Prizepicks had to shift it up 0.5 points because they were off on the total, right? And I feel like y'all talk about in the comments a little bit, hey, this shifted, should I still take that? So right there, that kind of means that you're understanding of what we're doing, right? So here's going to be the play. We have pair Counter-Strike right here, pair Counter-Strike right here, and then we have Tyrese Halliburton going under rebound. So when we hit the mores on these plays, right here, it's going to be Unity and Sinners, and then we have Gun 5 going against Sampy, right? When we have these mores in Counter-Strike, that means that we want these games to get very delayed. We want them going back and forth. The more time that these guys are on the field, they are going to get more opportunities to get kills. And then with the inverse situation, if one team kind of stomps the other team, it goes by very quickly, then they're not going to be able to get a chance to get a lot of kills, right? So that's kind of what we're hoping. We're hoping for either Sampy or Gun 5 to end this game very quickly, and then no one is going to reach their kill totals, or at least not necessarily no one, but a lot of people on the team aren't going to hit their projections, right? Same thing, and I talk about tennis, because I feel like tennis, when we think about a match in tennis, it could be any time, right? It could be completed in like an hour and a half, or it could go on for like 4 hours back and forth together, right? So it's kind of the same situation. Think about, aces or something like that. And we have one guy that's super good at tennis going against I can't think of like tennis people right now because I don't know. Andre Agassi is the one guy that's like popping up on my head. But anyways, think of like a crazy Nadal, right? Crazy good tennis player going against like an amateur. And if they go against each other, then this Nadal guy, right, can beat this guy within 3 sets. It's over. It's done. And so at that point, Nadal, his total actually might go less because maybe the sportsbooks were projecting for them to go 4 sets, right? Or maybe this upcoming guy is a little bit better and they thought that he had a chance to hang with him, right? And it doesn't happen and he just completely wrecks him. And then both of them are going to go less, right? So that's kind of what we're hoping for with these Counter-Strikes. We want this game to get delayed back and forth, and we want Gun 5 or Sampy to complete the game very quickly. So that's kind of what you're hoping for when you're watching the game. If Unity's up 9-4 in rounds, then we're kind of hoping for Sinners at that point. We're cheering for Sinners, and it doesn't even matter which guy really is going to get the kills. We're more thinking about Sinners catching up, because if every single game that they go longer, the more opportunities that these guys are going to get these kills, right? And then when it comes to Halliburton, what I like about this play a lot is, like I said, the sportsbooks have his line a little bit like they're closing up to 4. I wouldn't say all the way, but they're definitely getting closer to it. And the other thing about this game as well is that this game's in Boston, and Boston is a heavily defensive team, and they are going to be just all over Halliburton's ass. Like, pause. No Diddy, but they definitely are going to be all over him, right? Halliburton is the best player on the Pacers, and they're going to get guys like Drew Holiday that's just going to be locking him down, and he's not going to be able to get a lot of rebounds because they're not going to allow him that the way the Celtics win is they say, Halliburton, you're done. You're out of the game. We're not letting you cook at all. And so that's why Halliburton actually had a ton of assists last game, right? He had like 10, 11 assists. And so I don't think he's going to get in the paint a lot. And so that's going to be the play, $50 to win 500. Best of luck to you. Let's get a good 5-man play, and I will see y'all tomorrow and be posting on the Winnable. See ya.